His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa delegated Deputy Prime Minister His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa to open the agenda of the 5th Arab Housing Conference, which is hosted by the Kingdom over the course of 2 days and under the patronage of His Majesty the King, under the title The Future Role of the Public Sector in Providing Social Housing. His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed thanks and gratitude to His Majesty the King for delegating him to open the agenda of the conference and affirmed that the event reflects His Majesty's keenness on housing affairs, which represents one of the key items on the priorities of the government led by His Royal Highness the Prime Minister and supported by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. His Highness Sheikh Khalid also welcomed the guests of the conference, which included ministers of housing and construction from various Arab countries, senior officials from the United Nations and the Arab League, businessmen and investors, and specialists in the fields of economics of housing and real estate. He wished them a pleasant stay at the Kingdom. During the opening speech, His Highness Sheikh Khalid then expressed hope that the conference will succeed in arriving at recommendations through its working papers, discussions and exchange of expertise among specialists for the advancement of sustainable development plans and the further development of housing policies by Arab governments. His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed pride in the Kingdom's record, which boasts a long list of achievements that have offered the Bahraini citizen a dignified life. His Highness has added that the Kingdom is also among the leading countries in the region in terms of building successful partnerships with the private sector and encouraging its companies to complement the government efforts in offering social housing to citizens. Minister of Housing Bassem bin Yaqub Al-Hamar then delivered a speech during the ceremony in which he also expressed thanks to His Majesty the King for patronizing the event.
Hosting this conference in Bahrain reflects the support the Ministry of Housing and the housing agenda receives from our leadership. This is also very clear and very obvious when we look on the ground how many cities and number of housing we have achieved in very short time. The theme of this conference focuses on the future role of the public sector, and we mean to achieve the proper balance in this relationship between the both sectors?
The most important change of this fifth edition is that we focus more on the cooperation with the private sector. In the early editions and in the sector in general, I think we as governments very often thought we could do it alone. And a lot of effort has been put and a lot of finances have been put by government on trying to develop social and affordable housing. But more and more it's realized that it is really the private sector that builds cities, that builds large-scale housing development. And I think therefore it is important that at this 5th Arab Housing Conference we embrace the private sector as a full partner.
I would like to congratulate the Kingdom of Bahrain for having this 5th housing conference here. I think this is very, very important when we talk about housing as a center and for the people to live and also to work and also to play. And housing actually is a very, very important because we have a shelter, we have a home, and it's a very high time that we are talking about affordable housing.
This is really a milestone for the region, and it's very impressive to see the leadership of Bahrain. I think it's very clear that housing is a very strong component of welfare policies in the Arab region, and Bahrain is leading this discussion. So the importance couldn't be more than what we have now. And it's also important because we see housing as a very important topic in the global development agenda. So it means also that the region, Bahrain, the Gulf countries, they're aligned with global policies.